Sup, apprentice? No time for small talk. Let's just get into it. I've got limited time before I got to go to work and do other things because I'm a busy guy. So over the weekend, I think I had gotten 5 out of 8 tips. Just wrap up the review and then maybe have don't really want to look at the preview because I don't even know what the squads are. But you know that I'm going to back the Broncos over Manly. Maybe I'll do another pack opening before the Thursday night game. I don't know. So 5 out of 8, the 3 I got wrong were Newcastle, back to the South, and they almost had it in the last second. Really didn't like that Crossland getting up and, like in the face of a downtrodden Latrell who had like 6 guys over him. I think that's why Cody came in, so I have no issue with that. It's not the worst brain snap of the weekend. And so if he had managed to milk a penalty, maybe they would have had one more play and could have gotten something out of that, but didn't work. And Knights, without watching the game, I just saw majority of the second half. Yeah, they must have played well. They killed it in the first half. So yeah, it really is a game of 2 halves. The second game I got wrong was the Titans. I went Titans over Raiders. And the Titans have like the best PR because I believe that hype and what they're producing on the field, that's not it. So wonder what Hane's going to do now, if he's going to make some changes to squads. But yeah, they had the bye. They had everyone back. Can't think of who's missing from their squad. I think they got their key players there in key positions. And Raiders managed to pull it out, just all heart and siege mentality, they say. Sasangi's just probably going to be Canberra's player of the year. Don't know who he can rep in Origin, but maybe if you say New South Wales, then he might miss out just because of the depth. But if he's able to rep Queensland, then yeah, he might see a spot in the top 30. I don't know how many they're going to carry. And the last game, I got wrong in that particular order. Before I get to it, it was on the Saturday night. Of course, it was the Broncos. It was the Warriors, the fact that Jackson Ford didn't get any points. And he had like 50-odd tackles, maybe missed one. Maybe over 150 meters. A try there, just dominant in the forward pack, the middle pack, the Webster pack. How about that, eh? Webster pack, that's a good one. I'm sure I'm going to be able to put that into a title if I write a column as the headline. But yeah, he should have gotten max points just because he was just so dominant. And he got 0. And now he's second to Cleary, who, by his standards, just done enough to get it. Like, he's just at such a high standard. But yeah, I thought it was pretty unfair of Ford not to get any. So they need to have a look at their voting system. And yeah, that was a bit sus, I won't get into conspiracies in regards to the NRL and some of the decisions that have been made there. Maybe I will the next game I bring up. The Broncos and the Roosters. Sure, we were crap for the first 40 and we were started coming back, and then they say, yeah, brain snap in it. Was it warranted of 2 weeks? Yeah. Was it? It wasn't egregious. 2 weeks is fair. I wouldn't fight it. But yeah, I think what really left the sour taste in my mouth was the Radley treatment. 2 high shots down near Karapani's legs, that tackle. And yeah, just his reaction when he found out that he didn't have to spend any time on the sidelines. I think it was genuine. I was a bit miffed at it at first, but then, just looking at it, he kind of looked like, gave away that look. Maybe I should have got something, got away with something there, but that's not his fault. He's just, just taking, well, he got off. Of course, it's easy to accept that when you're able to play the next week. And he's cheeky. And so he just had a cheeky response, which is fine because it's true to his nature. He seems like a larrikin. So it sucks as a Broncos fan to see it, but yeah, you just gotta have to accept it. I heard that the Broncos are seething at it, and yeah, I didn't think Adam G was in the wrong there because he listened to it. Looked like the bunker had reviewed it, and so he's just following through with them looking at the different angles. I thought G was a bit just that first 10 minutes. We gave two late 6 again infringements that benefited the Roosters, that gave them that momentum. So even though our forward pack was struggling, it was more advantageous for the Roosters to get those calls. And yeah, we need to put Willison at front row. I don't know why. Well, Gojevski was there. Maybe he needs to slot into the second row. Sure, he's an all-heart sort of player, but sometimes you just got to put him in the best position for them to succeed. And so I just thought that was a misstep. And yeah, I feel as a Broncos fan, we got more out of that. And now the calls are even louder to have Duffy and Reece there because the tempos, I think I may mention last week, they just play at different tempos with Reynolds and Walsh, and they still haven't found it. It emboldens me as well, that performance, to champion this to happen. Oh, yeah. At the end of the year, because it's going to be like Haas getting a big rest. If it was Haas that had that Jackson Ford stat line, people would say, yeah, this is why he's the GOAT. This is why he got 6 points. So that's why it was just, yeah. Oh, that was frustrating. But back to the Roosters game, that was, yeah, brain snap, contentious calls, penalty count, such and that. Working out the spine for the Bronx. Yeah, I kind of briefly looked at that. That Mariner thing. I saw Gordon Tallis had a take on maybe Triple M, whatever he's working for, whichever radio broadcaster, and he was trying to say that he's not having a go at the Broncos, but it was really poor decision making, and the players aren't doctors, and so yeah, he was concerned with what had happened in that scenario. But yeah, are you thinking when you see that he's got a lower leg injury that it's going to be a lower limb compartment syndrome or a cork? Like the symptoms are very similar, but then yeah, the nature of severity differs greatly because he could have lost a leg. But yeah, I think if the physios were looking at it and they had diagnosed that it was a cork and he could continue for that last 15, especially when we lost Karapani to that contentious tackle from Radley, then yeah, it was just a series of unfortunate events. And yeah, I wonder what the game's going to do now to ensure the safety of the players. If there's going to be more rigid testing that's going to come from it. But yeah, that's for those that are in power to decide what happens next. So I think that's it. And was there anything else from it? No. Maroons. If I'm to name the Maroons forward pack, I'm going Tino and Taumololo, as I had made mention previously. Kulikefu Fitifuyaki and Helam Luki will be my second rows. Harry Grant will be my 9, of course. And my 13 is Paddy. I think Liero hasn't had enough game to warrant keeping that spot from last year. And off the bench, I'd have Max Plaff as a hybrid 9-13. And Thomas Mikaele, I really like what he's been showing. He's got that Spencer Leniu sort of impact. And actually Leniu, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he were to go to the Tigers next year. Like, he is just not, yeah, that game. Sometimes when Robbo falls out with a player, yeah. And other teams like the Tigers do benefit from it. Case in point, Terrell May. All right, let's just do this. Oh, bro, check out my finger. Check my thumb. Ugh. It's pretty gross. The doctor doesn't know if it's eczema or whatnot, but I've just gotten a cream for it. So this is it healing. This is like day 5 of this like $40 compound cream, $20 restorative cream. So I spent like over $2K on my health, you know, the gastroscopy and colonoscopy, and I've got no money left for my cards. Oh yeah, and you know, the things for the kids and, you know, petrol. And anyway, it's neither here or there, but it's getting better. Yeah. Anyway, let's do this. Ooh, looks like it's a die cut card. I won't show you. Oh yeah, you can see it. It's the Sharks, so no surprises. All right, that's the checklist, Cowboys. They're looking hot. And we have Tricky Trindle. I think he played beast that game. He probably got all the points against Tigers, and Tigers got 50 put on him. And now analysts are saying it doesn't matter now if a team loses by 50 because it's such a game. The game now has changed so much that doesn't matter too much. It's funny when it happens to your team and then all of a sudden that 50-point thing that people used to harp on about. But okay, cool. As James Graham says, strong opinions, loose grip. So I'm down with that. Bailey Simonson, poor fella. I think he's still out for the season. He was playing well as well for Para, and Para's struggled because of all the unfortunate the injury toll that they have gone through over the last 9 weeks. Taryn Aiken, I think she's a Queenslander. Let's see, her junior club was nil. Okay. Don't know too much about Women's Origin. I didn't watch it, so I can't really give too much on it. Morgan Schmitties, I don't know if he started for the Raiders because that game was on at the same time as the Trims classes that we had. So just caught bits of it. Hadn't watched any replays. Mitch Kenny recovering nicely. He looked happy on the bench when they were playing Manly. Manly 4-1. Kieran 4-1. Alright. Mark Nawanganita-Wase suffered that leg injury, but it was cool seeing Cody Ramsey there, and I'm sure you've probably come across the story of how he's gone through the ulcerative colitis. I think that was a concern that I thought might have been something that that was what the doctor had said could have been, you know, like at play, but luckily I didn't have that. And yeah, after the colonoscopy, gastroscopy, it was that H. pylori thing. Ray Stone, he'll probably get more time now with Safety having to medically retire, poor fellow. And Will Kennedy, don't know how he went, but yeah, people always say, oh, Cronulla, maybe they just need a new fullback. He's doing the job, you know, but okay. All right, let's see these ones. Oh, it looks like it's another die cut. All right. Taruva played a fullback. I don't know how he went because didn't get the opportunity to watch that game. Reed would have loved having that win over his former club. Will Kennedy again. Jermaine Sacco. I wonder if he'll get a look in for the Queensland Origin team. He can kick for sure. He's repping New Zealand, but with eligibility. I'm not too sure when he had come over. Okay, let's see. Reynolds. Wow. That head knock look at first looked not intentional, but real, you know, rugged. But then when you saw the replay, the other angle of it, yeah, no fahu white, it wasn't malicious. It was just, he's a rough and tumble sort of player. So yeah, that was unfortunate. And we got the checklist for the Raiders. We have Jamie Chapman. I think she played for the Blues. And now let's see. First one we have is Jack Hetherington, number 70 or 250. I think he's now at the Storm. And then Val, 404725. They had the bye. Wonder how they're gonna go now with that week to refresh and yeah, that break. Are they gonna be able to do something this weekend? Only time will tell. 15 minutes, not bad. Sweet, bruv. Catch ya.